After the whistle starts in Mifflin County where this happened. Bishop McDevitt quarterback Stone Saunders with the no-look pass to his receiver, Tyshawn Russell for the 47-yard touchdown. But will it be enough for the Crusaders to come away with a victory on the road?
Touchdown, McDevitt.
Hi, I'm Alex Rocco, and we'll have more on that game later, plus more action from around District 6.
And I'm Preston Shoemaker. We'll also have a look into the nation's leading rusher, that's right here in Pennsylvania, and Penn State's preparations as they prepare for a mashup of the Whiteout and Homecoming. All that and more coming up on After the Whistle. Kick it! Our game of the week keeps us right here in downtown State College as the Little Lions put their undefeated record on the line as they hosted Cumberland Valley. Take a look now down to Memorial Field. There was no score early in the first quarter, but that would quickly come to a close. Quarterback Isaac Sines gets around the line of scrimmage, a 40-yard scamper as he makes his way into the end zone for Cumberland Valley. The Eagles take a 7-0 lead, but this game would get crazy in a hurry. Cumberland Valley jumped out to a 24-7 lead, but State College came all the way back to make it 28-24. And on the last play of the first half, quarterback Finn Furmanek, a Hail Mary attempt to the end zone. It's batted up in the air, but Deontay Sheffy gets it in the back of the end zone. 35-24 your score at the half. State College in the lead. Coming out of it, Ty Salazar hauls in this 44-yard touchdown pass from Furmanek. State College into the end zone, 41-24. The extra point was blocked, but Deontay Sheffy takes one to the house. Around the edge, he bursts the speed, 47 yards into the end zone, a final of 48-31 as State College keeps their undefeated season alive. Heading south for a matchup next week with the Chambersburg Trojans. As for Cumberland Valley, they dropped to 6-3, and next week they'll host Altoona. So joining us now in the studio is Mike Bolger, who was on the sideline for tonight's game. Mike, these were two teams that had to pull out a little bit of magic and a lot of back and forth, but a good comeback for State College.
Yeah, the Eagles were up big throughout the first half. Then one touchdown electrified the State College team. Let's take a look.
The Cumberland Eagles dominated 3 quarters of the first half with a 17-point lead over State College. However, after an 87-yard touchdown run from Finn Furmanek, State College would cut the lead down to 4.
After an early lead by Cumberland, State College comes storming back, led by quarterback Finn Furmanek and running back Dante Sheffley.
I mean, once we scored, no one's going to stop us. We're just going to keep going. I mean, the defense did their part. They started stopping them. The offense just kept rolling.
After 3 and out by Cumberland, State College would take the lead with an 89-yard touchdown catch by Ty Salazar and would run away with the game.
You know, just settle in, and things settled down. The game got away from us early, but the kids settled in. We made some adjustments on both sides of the football, made some big plays. Obviously, Tay taking that one back really helped us to kind of ease the wounds there that we were taking early.
And the man to heal those wounds was Deontay Sheffy, who scored 4 of State College's 6 touchdowns, including this rushing touchdown late in the third quarter.
I mean, we feel great. Great win. We all played great on senior night, and it's just amazing.
State College remains undefeated. Next week, they will look to finish this regular season perfect against Chambersburg.
Bishop McDevitt heads off to Mifflin County to take on the Huskies. Here at Mitchell Field for Mental Health Awareness Night, where the 6-1 Bishop McDevitt Crusaders take on the 5-3 Mifflin County Huskies. And on the first drive of the game, it's Bishop McDevitt quarterback Stone Saunders throwing a short pass to Rico Scott, and he will take it all the way for the 49-yard score. On the next drive for McDevitt, after an interception from Chase Reagan, the Minnesota commit Marquise Williams runs it in for a score, giving McDevitt a 13-0 lead. Now, late in the first quarter, Landon Eichhorn's pass, he is dropping back, he is firing, and that gets picked off by Nevin Hopkins. Hopkins takes it down the sideline, looking for 6, making his way to the end zone, and he loses the ball on this hit, and it's picked up by Mifflin County. And now, on the first play of the second quarter, Stone Saunders steps back and fires a pass into Jeff Penn's arms for a 30-yard score, extending the McDevitt lead to 20-0. Now, late in the second quarter, we've seen this play before. It's Stone Saunders escapes the rush and throws a frozen rope to Tyshawn Russell for the 47-yard score, and the Crusaders cruise to a 54-6 victory over the Huskies. Next week, the 7-2 Crusaders will take on Lower Dauphin at home, while the 5-4 Huskies will stay at home to take on Redland.
Well, thanks, Alex. But Bellwood Antis looks to pick up their 6th win of the season as they travel out to West Branch. Let's check out those highlights now. West Branch welcoming in the Bellwood Antis Blue Devils to Memorial Field as they burst through the banner on the opening drive. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Nick Kost, he's going to punch it in. The 4-yard rushing touchdown gives Bellwood Antis the early 7-0 lead. Now Tyler Biggins on the opposite end, an 8-yard 4th and goal passing touchdown to Wyatt Schwadzierski. He gets the game tied at 7 with 4 minutes left. Next play, Gavin Ridgway, 23 yards. He gets through the line of scrimmage, right back up the middle, a 23-yarder, but the extra point blocked as Bellwood Antis would go up 13-7 with 1:17 left in the first quarter. Now early in the second quarter, Kost, he's going to cash in again. 5-yard rushing touchdown. Blue Devils would convert a 2-point conversion to take a 21-7 lead. And here Ridgway, a 10-yard rushing touchdown. Gavin Ridgway, the extra point good. 28-7 was the score, but holding things off at the end, Bellwood Antis would hold on to the 41-35 victory. Blue Devils will return home for a clash with the red-hot Penns Valley Rams next week, while West Branch at 3-6 close out the regular season against Moshannon Valley next week. Now let's take a look at some of the other games around District 6. First off, the Thundering Herd of Carlisle. They defeated Altoona at home tonight by a final of 24-14. Meanwhile, Danville continued their dominant season with a convincing 65-0 shutout of Bellefonte.
Central Cambria moves to 3-6 after a 42-8 victory over Somerset, and Pan Cambria continues its special season, winning 49-34 over Forest Hills.
Richland remain undefeated with a 40-19 win on the road over Chestnut Ridge, and the Rams of Penns Valley, they flexed their muscles over Midwest with a 56-0 shutout win.
The Marauders of Bishop Guilfoyle came away with a convincing 56-3 victory over Bishop McCourt, and in another blowout, Phillipsburg Osceola dominates Montgomery 64-7. Bald Eagle puts a 3-game winning streak on the line as they welcome Wellsboro. Let's take it to the highlights here as you see the Bald Eagle taking the field here, as it is a big-time home matchup, and we're still getting ready. And on the first play of the game, it's just a pass from Carson Nagel to Cale Burns, and Burns looking to take it down the sideline, gets that edge, and look at Burns fly. He will take it all the way down the field for a 67-yard score and an early 7-0 touchdown. You see the band there hyping up after the early score for Bald Eagle. The first quarter, Wellsboro's quarterback William Gastrick throws a pass, and it's picked up by Trey Green. And Green will take it, and on the ensuing drive, that would stall out for Bald Eagle, but Trey Green still with a big-time interception here. As we see some more fan interaction at the end of the second quarter, Carson Nagel looking to drop back. His pass gets blocked down at the line by the Wellsboro defense. Nice stand there by the Hornets. And on the very next play, it's Carson Nagel. Once again, his pass gets blocked down by the Hornets, but the deflections would be to no avail, and Bald Eagle cruises to a win, defeating Wellsboro 35-7. Next week, Wellsboro is home, planning to win against North Penn's Mansfield, while Bald Eagle is going to take a week off before the playoffs begin.
It's a battle of the Golden Animals. That's right, the Golden Tigers of Hollidaysburg take the hike out to Tyrone to face the Golden Eagles. Here we are midway through the first quarter. Tyrone, a 13-yard gain for wide receiver Ross Gamp, setting up a quick 1st and goal. Joshua Patterson would haul in this 6-yard catch to make it a 14-0 early lead for Tyrone. Hollidaysburg in the hole now early. They're going to be forced to throw the football. So rolling out and trying to get this down the field, but that's this cornerback Colton Varus who picks it off, is weaving around the defense, gets to the outside. He's going to take this all the way down to the 18-yard line, a 52-yard return to set up Tyrone in the red zone. And Varus, well, he wasn't done quite yet. Finishes it off here with a 16-yard touchdown reception to put Tyrone up 21-0. They were up 35-0 at the half and 41-28 the final as Hollidaysburg drops another one to Tyrone. Tyrone will not have a game next week. Their matchup against St. Mary's has been canceled, but the Golden Tigers will look to bounce back next Friday on the road at Du Bois.
When you look at the national rankings, you'll find the country's leading rusher located not too far from Center County. Junior running back Ethan Knox is putting the nation on notice The tailback from Oil City is currently sitting at over 3,300 rushing yards with 37 touchdowns, leading the Oilers to a 7-2 record. However, it's his 7 400-plus yard rushing games that put him on the map, shattering the previous record of 4 games formerly held by a running back named Derrick Henry. Ever heard of him? Knox rushed for over 400 yards and 4 touchdowns in their 30-14 victory over Titusville. The Oilers close out the season next week as they host Sharon. Well, Preston, Ethan Knox is putting on a show this year, and anytime you're getting compared to Derrick Henry, you're doing something right.
I'll tell you what, man, Derrick Henry, you're breaking records of his, you're doing something right. Remember Ethan Knox's name, he's going places.
Coming up, a look at how Penn State prepares for its whiteout matchup with Minnesota.
But first, we'll show you some out-of-town scores from around the PIAA. We'll see you right back here after this break. I think it should come back when we get out of this.
Yeah, it should.
Load. Are we on cam 5 coming back?
Yeah. It's cam 5. How much time? Thank you. Hello and welcome back to After the Whistle, brought to you by Com Radio, Center County Report, and Penn State's Chapter of Awesome.
Thanks for joining us here tonight at Taylor Swift Hour, closing in on midnight. Meanwhile, Penn State, they're looking to bounce back after a 41-17 loss to Michigan last week. But the Nittany Lions are bringing in some special reinforcements this weekend as they host the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Madison Miller explains.
The Nittany Lions suffered a humbling blowout loss at Michigan last Saturday. This week, the team is back at practice, hoping to get back on track as it faces Minnesota. Coach James Franklin says there's no time to look in the rearview mirror.
And there's a fine line between making sure everybody understands, that whatever the outcome was not good enough, but also not to the point where it lingers.
Freshman quarterback Drew Aller replaced veteran quarterback Sean Clifford in last week's game after he left with a shoulder injury. He was back at practice Wednesday, but his status is still uncertain. Wide receiver Harrison Wallace says Aller continues to develop.
He's more of a vocal person, and he's more like in tune with everything.
He says communication is key in tough games.
So, you got to talk to the quarterback where you're going to be, where he's going to throw it. Just think about that.
The last time the Lions faced Minnesota, they lost by a total of 5 points.
95% of the game plan is going to be what we have seen, with a few little wrinkles, to keep you honest.
The Golden Gophers are 4-2 and have dropped 2 straight games. Tomorrow is the annual whiteout, but it's also homecoming and a huge recruiting weekend with lots of special guests.
But this weekend tests you. It tests you for sure. So.
In University Park, I'm Madison Miller for the Center County Report.
The Penn State whiteout game is set to kick off from Beaver Stadium at 7:30 on Saturday night, and you can listen to the game on Penn State's Com Radio.
Elsewhere in State College, the homecoming parade made its way through parts of campus and downtown earlier tonight. A number of different floats made its way through the State College streets, and the parade added to what has been a busy homecoming week, which will conclude with tomorrow's whiteout game against Minnesota. Well, there's just 1 week left in the regular season, and it may be the witching hour for some teams. But until then, I'm Alex Rocco.
And I'm Preston Shoemaker. We'll come back with the final week of the regular season next week on After the Whistle.